It's on. All right, you guys. If you don't mind, I believe we are ready to begin.
Only
Yeah, thank you. So we wanted to first off say thank you for being here with us today and for joining our biggest event of the year and participating. Every year when we do the sidewalk sale, the preparation starts like the day after the current sidewalk sale ends. So it's a full year of planning, and it's always an awesome experience to see everyone and have such a successful event. So, what's up? Oh my goodness! Yeah, I know we have a. Yep. We know Tanya from Seattle. So Tanya made a far trip to be with us today. So thank you. From Toronto, my goodness.
Wow.
Well, a lot of representation here. So, yeah, seriously, you guys, thank you so much. We wanted to offer an AMA, kind of a ask us anything, a question and answer session. So you guys can hear directly from myself. So you guys all know me. My name is Brendan. This is my brother, Brian.
Hello.
He's a little bit more behind the scenes. I'm a little bit more, front of the camera and whatnot. So, he does a lot of the heavy lifting around here, so we wanted to give you guys an opportunity to speak with us and him directly. So we're going to start off with just an introduction about kind of what we do here, what our roles are, and then in addition to, we'll also share a little bit of the history of Atlas and kind of how it's become what it is today. So I'll let Brian start with an introduction, and yeah, take it away.
Yeah, so welcome everyone. Thanks again for making it out here, for everyone that came incredibly far. It's amazing. I can't tell you how supported we feel, and something that's happened over the last couple of years. To be embraced by this pen community, the stationery community, the way that we have is just something else. So a little bit about Atlas, for everyone that doesn't know. Been in our family for 84 years, 1939. We have been within a block of this location that entire time. So for anyone that's not been down here, our original store, where our dad worked, he would come in every Saturday, 6 days a week when he was a kid, was just about a block and a half away from here. So we've been in here in this location for almost 40 years now.
Since 84.
And it's been pretty much set up just like you see it. We've gotten some new flooring. We've done some painting. But other than that, it is just how it was when we moved here. And one really cool piece about the building that really ties into us and our history here. Right after we moved here, this building was landmarked by Chicago. So as you've been walking around the city here, you see all these big skyscrapers, new construction going on all around here. This block is the only one like it anywhere near here. So as long as this thing stays historic, we'll be able to be here. They're not tearing it down. We get to have this amazing storefront with history dating back about 150 years. I think it was built like 5 years after the Chicago fire. So it's one of the first pieces that actually got rebuilt. So most of our history, that 84 years, we weren't really selling stationery. We weren't selling fountain pens, definitely. We were like a Staples. We were selling office supplies. We would sell and make deliveries to all the different businesses in Chicago, law firms, just different offices. Our mom used to make deliveries for us. She'd be lugging around 10 cases of copy paper to all the different offices down here.
It's like 300 pounds of paper.
It is insane.
To picture it. Yes,
yeah, she's
running
crazy.
it, multiple deliveries a day, loading it, unloading it. Unbelievable.
Ridiculous. So, and she would do it in, it's 0-degree weather. She wears her shorts every single day. It was something else. When Brendan came on board in 2018, we started a transition experimenting with fountain pens. And we weren't really sure. We didn't know anything about fountain pens at the time.
Yep.
We tried to dabble, pick up a few different pieces here and there. And we started feeling embraced. We had people really discovering Atlas, coming into the store. At the time, we didn't have a website to sell those products. Everything was selling office supplies. But we just slowly dabbled and started adding new brands. And then when the pandemic hit, overnight, our business went to zero. All the offices closed. Nobody needs office supplies, break room supplies, nothing. So Brendan and I took turns for 3 months. One of us would be here, one of us would be at home. The person that was here was shipping out orders. The other person was building out our website and adding like 10,000 different items that we had in stock. And
a lot of coffee, a lot of long nights.
Yeah, and it was tough. And so for about 3 months, we didn't see each other. It was just us talking on the phone the entire time and just taking turns, switching off. And it was great. It allowed us to learn so many different aspects of the business, where we each got to try different things. You know, learning how to work on a website, how to ship things out, and it allowed us to like see, build the business the way we wanted it, to experiment with it. And so all the different parts of our deliveries, our packaging, the way that we wrap things, the way that we include thank you notes in every single order, just hopefully that personal touch all came from those early days of the pandemic. So fast forward 3 years, we have really grown. We went from dabbling in pens.
Things are getting crazy.
Being one of the largest stationery and pen stores in the country. And just we're incredibly lucky to have everyone like you that comes out to see us, that flies out to see us. It's just incredible. And all of our vendors, I think we have, I don't know, a dozen different vendors here that came in, same thing, from all over the country. It's just something else. So it's, I don't know, kind of baffles my mind, when we really think about it.
When you say 1,000, that's literal, or it's just like, that's how many vendors?
A dozen.
A dozen, yeah.
A dozen, yeah.
Yeah.
No, we don't have 1,000 vendors yet. So we're working on it.
That would be pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Maybe one day.
Yes, I'm sure it will be.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's, it's just been crazy. And it just keeps getting bigger each year. The sidewalk sale keeps getting bigger and bigger each year. So Brendan's right. We start planning for next year tomorrow. So yeah, but that's kind of my backstory on Atlas. So
a lot of you obviously have found us within the last few years. Some of you are local. You might have been shopping with Atlas, more lengthy. But for those of you who just found us, things were substantially different. And as Brian mentioned, what you see is so recent that sometimes I even forget what Atlas was like prior to all of these changes. But it was legit like a warehouse of office supplies, thousands and thousands of items all stacked up. It was like an emporium, right? And so we wanted to kind of change the idea of what Atlas is to represent more of an experience. So when you shop with us online and then you have that opportunity to come in store, you get that experience. The testing tables, the staff being so passionate and sharing, similar likes to fountain pens, to inks, to paper. It all really comes together to provide that experience for anyone who walks in the door. And that's something we really try to focus on while building our business. A lot of people can't make it into our shop. So then we think about how can we bring our shop to them. And that's why we've done our best to grow our social media platforms, our TikTok, our Instagram. A lot of you have probably seen our live videos. And we just do our best to stay innovative, be creative, because let's be honest, there's not many shops that do what we do in the world. There's probably less than 10 major shops in the US alone. So people don't have that opportunity to really go into a place, try out the pens, get a feel for it. So our goal is to provide that experience to you, even if you're not here physically. So great summary of what's happened. It's amazing looking back, over the last few years to kind of, see where we've ended up. So what a journey. So that's kind of the backstory of Atlas the last few years. I think we're okay to open it up to questions. Basically, we have some questions here that, if we want to go over these, we can, but we want to open up the floor to all of you to kind of ask business-related questions, personal-related questions, just a platform where you guys can get to know us a little bit more. We do also have note cards in case you don't want to ask your question. You can write it down and send it up here. Just when you do ask, since we are live streaming, the microphone won't pick up your voice most likely, so we're just going to repeat the question into the microphone. So I'll pass these around in case anybody wants these. But would anybody like to start off? Sure.
You're a family business.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to bring your family in?
Sure.
Yeah, so question was, being a family business, when are we going to bring on the next generation?
Mm-hmm.
So that's
on Brian right now.
Yeah, so
I do not have any kids myself.
Yeah,
yet,
I have.
So.
I have. Yes. So I've got 3 kids. I've got just welcomed a baby 2 months ago, and thank you very much. Thank you. And we actually had my son, who's 7, just started 2nd grade 2 days ago. He helped us out last week, so we're getting him
he was
in
here.
nice and early.
He was stacking product. He was checking stuff in,
and he was
stuff.
loving it. His picture on first day of school, when you list out all the things you want to do, your favorite hobbies, what you want to be when you grow up. New thing this year was what his job's going to be, and it is work at Daddy's store. So
awesome.
Yes, I loved it. Yes, so pretty soon.
He's more willing to come back to work, and he wants to come back more.
And my kids, I have 2 girls. So I have I've got 7-year-old boy, and then 4-year-old girl, and 2.5-month-old girl. And then in our family, we've got 2 more siblings. We've got a sister who's next after me, who lives in Iowa, and then middle brother, who's an engineer.
A lot of people don't realize we have we have 2 other siblings.
Yes. So
hey, they're important too, but they're not here at Atlas. I don't know what our parents think about that.
So we did, our middle brother, who's an engineer, actually did help us the first year that we really started the e-commerce business. He came in and he does audits for his company and audited everything we do with our shipping. And so he helped us. I know when you see the live videos, YouTube videos on TikTok, you see the entire back room. He helped us put together the entire plan for how we do our fulfillment. So it ends up really being family. We get everyone involved. Yeah. Yeah.
See, we had family business, so it's
It's a different structure than a corporation. Say that.
Can you want to repeat?
Oh,
what Terry
yes. So Terry was explaining how being a family business owner yourself, it hits home, and there's a lot of love working with your family, and there's a lot of conversations, and there's also the other side to that of us sometimes butting heads when all of us have ideas. And Mama T, she's a saint. But a lot of times you might not see the ideas that we decided not to present, but there's constant conversations between all of us, our group chats, our calls when we're here. And at the end of the day, even if there's a small debate about how certain things should be ran or operated, at the end of the day, we all know that all of us are here for the best interests of our family business. And when you share a common goal, it's very easy to keep expanding upon each other and building off ideas that are presented. So sometimes Brian might not like my idea. He said, that's a horrible idea. But then he might be able to twist it around and be like, hey, let's add this into it. And then I'm like, all right, let's build off that.
Yeah, he's usually like, yeah, that's a much better idea. So
usually not how it goes. I was just giving him the benefit of the doubt. I am the youngest. Yeah.
I think pretty obvious.
Yes.
Right.
I do have the baby type personality. So so I'm the youngest. He's the oldest.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
So the question was, wondering what a typical day of work looks like. So it's very different, my days versus his days. For those of you who follow us on social medias, you see my face a lot more. I handle more of the social media content and manage the retail store and the team. My days are usually wake up, hopefully get here on time. Just joking, I'm usually here on time. Usually good about that. But basically, I do my best to figure out what type of content we're going to produce, what type of products we're going to post, and that's working in collaboration with Brian. Knowing, hey, this is what's coming in, this is what we need to start advertising, right? And then making sure we're email blasting things properly and whatnot. But other than that, we try to have team meetings every day with the retail staff, make sure that the store is covered properly, that it's faced, it's stocked, and that anyone who comes in gets the best experience. I don't want anyone to come into the shop and they see all this stuff online, but then they come in and maybe they're disappointed that something wasn't how they thought it was. So that's really what we try to achieve, right? Other than that, I take about a 3-hour lunch in the middle of the day, and then I leave, right after that. Now it usually varies. Honestly, I'm on the go taking a lot of calls with vendors. The last 2 months I've been trying to set up for this event. I do a lot of product photography. I try to check in with the staff in the retail store, get my fair share of talking to the customers. But mostly I'm doing content nowadays. It's really, my role has changed substantially as the platforms have started to take off. So if you'd like to share what your day is.
Yeah, so my day is much different than Brendan's. With 3 little kids, I just find time throughout the day to do everything. So I do all the back end stuff. I load all of our content, send out our email blast, do all of our HR, bookkeeping. Pretty much anything that happens on the computer, I'm responsible for in some way. And I live about an hour away. I take a train in here every day. Train ends up being my office. So I get about an hour in that I work. I'm here usually 8 hours a day. A couple days a week, I do get to go home early. Got to get my kids. My wife's a nurse, and so she works a couple days a week at a pediatrics office. So I do get quite a bit of time with them. But train rides in, train rides home, I'm working. And then once they go to bed, same thing. Always new content to add, always new pens to find. We're always texting back and forth, finding new product categories, new product lines, making
We
sure
have
that
probably
Brendan,
hundreds of messages a day. No
Yeah.
lie.
Yeah,
It's a lot. It's a lot.
It
Yeah.
does, yeah, and but it works. We have, even though we're not face to face all the time, just constant communication between the two of us, so that we're on the same page. And if we're not, usually, I tell Brendan what to do. So that's probably my biggest responsibility is being Brendan's boss, making sure that he stays in line.
It's probably his least favorite responsibility,
Yeah,
I'm
it
sure.
can be draining, very overwhelming at times.
I got a big personality, guys.
Yeah.
It's hard to tame me,
So, but yeah, so pretty much anything you see on the website, I had my hand in some form. We are building out our team. When we started back 3 years ago, we were down to just us 4 family members, and we had 2 other people. We had someone doing shipping and receiving with us when we were able to get people back in, and we had one other person doing customer service. We are at 19 employees now. So you've seen them as you've been here in the retail store. We have quite the team and helping us fulfill orders in the back. We are adding to our customer service team, who's doing live chats, responding to emails, which is Erica. So if anyone that has messaged us, you probably heard from her. But we're just continuing to grow. We're looking at adding new positions, new content positions, trying to take some of the pressure off of me and Brendan so that we can continue working together to build the business, to keep finding new ways to grow Atlas and just keep moving forward. So.
Yeah, the job never ends. So it's exciting. You don't realize how much is being released literally all the time in terms of new products until you start getting 10 emails every day from all these different vendors. And it's cool. It's like building a demand and building hype and suspense and drawing people together to get the hottest new item. And so that's where a lot of our text are. It's like, hey, did you see that email? Hey, this is coming out. Hey, we should do this. Hey, what about this? So the communication is key and very open. But yeah, the days are busy, but they're a lot of fun. And we're very grateful to be able to have fun while we work.
Yeah. Well, to give you an idea, first text this morning was like 4:30 in the morning when I woke up. I had gotten an email from Japan from Hobonichi.
Yeah.
Our order is shipping, and they needed to we needed to approve a couple things with the shipping because the order is absolutely massive. And so the text to Brendan was, "It never ends. Sidewalk sale ends today. I have to go load all the Hobonichi products because on Thursday is when we release them to be able to see, and then they go up for sale on August 31st." So next week we'll still be pretty busy making sure that all those products.
I told him to make sure to take the weekend off, guys.
Yeah,
so
we'll see.
We'll see if he does it.
Yeah,
probably not.
Probably not. Hobonichi, yes.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So yeah, for everyone that uses Hobonichi, incredibly exciting. Make sure that you look at take that week between the items being live on the site and before they go up for pre-order, because they sell out. Some of them sell out within minutes. It's absolutely crazy.
It's very competitive. It's probably the most competitive brand that we carry.
Oh, it's yeah.
Yes, do you have a question?
So, I love water. I'm so glad.
Oh, good.
But how do you go about connecting with vendors? Like, I know it's hard to get this brand anywhere.
Sure.
So, how do you find
Yeah. So the question was, how do we find the vendors that we work with? And do we seek them out? Do they come to us? So Plotter is actually a very unique example. Most brands that we bring on are from referrals from customers. Things that people are looking for, we'll reach out, try to find a wholesaler or reach out directly to them. How do we import them? Plotter specifically sought us out. They reached out to us last year.
It was last year, yeah.
It was about 6 months before we had them. It was a big lead up to get Plotter in here. But they reached out to us, asked if we'd be interested, that they were opening up some retail stores. They wanted to partner with just a few key retailers that they thought had the same values, that they thought could push their brand in the right direction. We were definitely not going to say no. We didn't know anything about Plotter at the time.
We're very big yes people.
Yes.
The opportunity is there. You got to try it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So them, it was just, we had a couple Zoom calls with them. And we really lean on a lot of these vendors' expertise, since we don't know every product that they're representing, and so usually we just bring in whatever is asked by the customer or whatever they recommend. So
best sellers and nice assortment of items, things like that.
Yep, Plotter was an easy one. Everything that was available to us, we ordered and brought in stock now, and it's a great line. It is really blown up. They're another one. Next week, the planner refills for Plotter will be available for sale. So I have actually that to work on too. So both Hobonichi and Plotter you'll be able to see next week. Plotter will be actually physically here end of next week. We should have it. So.
How long, on average, is the process of getting a new vendor into your store, like from start to finish?
Yeah. So the question is, how long does it take to have a vendor come in from start to finish? It really depends. Some of the vendors that we have, we can reach out and we'll have an order placed within 2 days and we have product in a week. We recently got Sailor back. That process has been in the works for over a year to get set up with them again, to work on the assortment, to make sure we had the right product categories, the right pens. And so it really varies. But most of them, it moves pretty quick. We don't want, when we get excited about something, we usually pull the trigger
immediately,
incredibly fast.
We'll even set we'll set release dates, and then we're like, we should just launch it now.
That's like
happens every time.
Yeah,
every time.
We always have good intentions.
It's so bad.
Yeah,
so bad.
Yeah, so it's usually quick. I'm trying to think if there's any other ones that we have coming up.
So
any other brands that we're working on?
We're working on a new pen line that we've been in discussion with this vendor for about a year and a half now. He attends a lot of the shows. I'm not going to give out many specifics, but it's going to be a pretty big line for us, we think. Fits our product family and categories really well.
And it'll be pretty exclusive to us and maybe one
or two other
retailers.
Potentially. Yeah, so something like that, conversations start, just an idea is presented, and then if it's not the right time, it's not the right time. Then maybe we check in a few months later. Hey, let's see if we can make something happen. We don't want, it's obviously got to be the right time for Atlas, but it also has to be the right time for the vendor as well. We don't want to bite off more than we can chew. We don't want them to sell more than they can, produce. Exactly. Yeah. So sometimes that conversation's a year, it's 2 years. Other times, maybe a distributor we already have a relationship with just picked up a new line, and since we support our vendors, we're going to support that new line pretty much right away, right? That's a lot easier for us because it's coming from the same channel, right? Whereas when we picked up Hobonichi, that's all imported, right? That conversation happens throughout a longer duration of time. Whereas, if our buddy Ken of Yafa says, hey, I'm bringing in this new line, like, okay, that's immediate. We'll take it. Nice and easy. It's already in the States. They did the heavy lifting. Get it to our shop. We'll start selling. So it's such a unique and situational based process. But at the end of the day, all you need to know is when we have a new release coming, we always launch it a lot earlier than we plan to launch it because we're excited and we want you guys to be excited about it as well. So, and we've noticed too with the support from our customers, when we try something out as a company, there's a huge influx of orders from customers wanting to try it out as well. And we're very grateful for that because we want you to feel that if we're trusting this brand, then you can trust it as well. And if we're bringing it in, you guys should hopefully try it out and bring it in as well. So it's fun.
Yeah,
it's fun.
And actually, we do, in addition to this pen line we're working on, another late night email I got yesterday was we do have another ink line coming in. We're not going to say what it is yet. But
I didn't even know this, so this is all great news.
I did not text you. Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah.
But we do have another ink line that's in transit to us from DHL. It's with DHL, so it's coming in from overseas. We had to work on importing. But probably next week we'll have all that swatched and content up. I think it's 25 or 30 new colors.
There's a lot coming.
Yes. It is coming. I'll give you continent. It's coming from Europe. So it is. Yes, it is. So that's the closest I'll give out right now. So, but we'll probably have some more teasers soon. Who does the website tweaking?
Mostly Brian.
I do 99.9% of it.
I thought that was.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought that was what you told me, but I wasn't sure.
Mm-hmm.
So that's amazing.
I just have fun on social media all day. So
yeah, he gets to have fun.
Yeah, Hollywood, we know.
You know, we've had the opportunity to make some stickers, and when I was thinking of some designs, I wanted to kind of have a wide mix of, you know, what people would like, whether it's like our storefronts, my dog Winnie in an Atlas shirt. I mean, who doesn't like a little cartoon dog? Or even just our nib logo, right? But how I knew I had a problem was when I decided to make a sticker of literally myself.
You know what, that's the first one I ordered.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. Brian's like, that's gonna be the best seller, and I was like, I don't know about that. It's tough to beat, you know, a cute Winnie.
Right on my desk.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. So that's when I took a step back. I was like, maybe I'm way too deep into myself, but
It's when you autograph them.
it's when you autograph them. I agree. That's super fun that people.
It's in my office.
That's got to be worth millions.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was one of my questions. Did you find the vampire pigeon artwork?
Great
question.
Find the vampire pigeon artwork.
It's a very important question.
So everyone that's in the seminar here for TikTok and YouTube, they are getting a bottle of our vampire pigeon exclusive ink. And no, we have not found the vampire pigeon picture.
Let's give a backstory of how this ink
That
forms,
is
because
great.
there's no context of what is a vampire pigeon, why is it in ink, and to anyone who receives a bottle, why is there a horrible drawing on it, on the label?
I mean, I think it's pretty impressive. Nobody else could make that drawing.
Thank you.
But when we,
Thank you.
Brendan's been doing TikTok for about 1.5 years now for us. 4 or 5 months ago, we made some changes to how we're doing our content, where I got involved with doing the live videos with them. Where I'm behind the camera, kind of narrating it. And so whenever we do our live videos, we don't really have a script at all. We pretty much just wing every single thing that we do.
It's all improvised.
5 seconds
All
before, we're like,
improvised.
hey, we need to show this ink or this pen. It just came out. A while ago, we tried to experiment with Brendan drawings, making drawings
So
as
bad.
he's going live.
So bad.
And so we made a couple, and I thought they were fantastic. So don't be embarrassed.
Wait till you see Brian's drawings. They're even worse.
Yes, they're
even
substantially
worse.
worse. They're terrible.
Thank you.
So
I'm telling you, it's worth millions. One of one. One of one.
yeah, so we ask the staff sometimes for ideas. What do you want Brendan to draw? And Jasmine, who works in the retail store, helps us do fulfillment. She just shouted out vampire pigeon. And we're like, what the heck is a vampire pigeon? We have no idea.
Do any of you guys know what a vampire pigeon is?
Yeah, she was sure it was a real thing.
I'm not sure it's a real thing.
She was positive it was a real thing. So
Well, it is now. So.
Brendan drew a vampire pigeon. A week later, turns out she was wrong. She confused it with some other crazy like vampire something.
Like
I don't
two
know.
animals mixed in one, or like a
Yeah.
legend mixed with an animal.
So
Yeah, exactly.
the response from TikTok was insane. People asking us to do this exclusive ink. So we reached out to Robert Oster right away. We sent them. We have a
Great guy, by the way.
He's
Really,
fantastic.
really easy to work with. Great business partner.
Yep. And so we have a group chat with them, and we reached out, gave him the backstory of how it was just crazy ideas. It's just dumb drawing that Brendan did. He loved it and started putting together some samples for us. And
Well,
so we,
throughout that text, we had to say, like, we're gonna send you, a drawing, and you're gonna have absolutely no idea what it is. So we sent it to him, and his response is basically like, WTF, like, what are you guys doing? But I'll do it. Let's make it happen. Tell me what colors you want. Let's get it into the swatching stage. I'll send you a bunch of different colors back. Let's pick one that works. So, yeah, he had to have been baffled, though. He's probably never gotten a request like this.
Yeah,
So,
and so when we were going the back and forth, he sent us the first one with the red, and we're like, need shimmer. So he sends a little shimmer, and it just kept more shimmer, more shimmer, more shimmer.
Yeah.
And then we ended up with the two. I think
we ended up with
the
2
purple and the
different
green.
color shimmers in
Yes.
the ink. Yeah.
Well, some of that was also Brendan and I. We started experimenting on our own using the Wearingle glitter potions that had arrived like a day before, and we had no idea what we were doing. And so Brendan's dumping entire bottles of glitter potion into a red ink.
I think you only need like one little droplet or something. I don't know.
It was so bad.
Yeah.
But it gave him the idea to make it. So that's how that one was born. So we're hoping to do some more goofy exclusives like that in the future. We have quite a few other exclusives that are coming out in the next few months. Nothing as crazy as Vampire Pigeon, but some really cool pens and another ink that should be coming out.
Yeah,
really
so
soon.
I think on top of this, just beyond the actual product, what's awesome about working in a family business is we have the opportunity to do really funny and goofy things like this. And that's what really makes the job fun. And I don't know, it's special. It's special. Like, I don't know who in their right mind would let one of their employees make a sticker like this, but we did it. I don't know who in their right mind would take a cartoon drawing and make it into an ink, but we did it. And so just the opportunity to be able to make these goofy projects happen is what is really special to me personally and what's really fun. So yeah. Great questions. Anyone else?
When are you going to open a store in Grand Haven, Michigan?
So the question was, when are we going to open a store in Grand Haven, Michigan? We get that question all the time, but in just every
by
different
one
location.
specific person, yes.
Yes, and also from you. Great. See, that's what's up. We have thought about potential other locations. I don't think it's in the near future. I love when people always ask, though. I always will say one day, maybe one day. But honestly, with the space that we're very fortunate enough to have here, mixed in with our office space in the back, we're set up really well here at the moment. And to be transparent, the next goal would most likely be warehouse space, additional warehouse space, to kind of keep up with the influx of e-commerce. So, but maybe one day, I guess, is the official response.
There's a chance.
There's a chance. Awesome.
So I didn't know Atlas. I'm not from the area.
Yeah.
But I did. You just discovered you in what, 3 years ago? From the
Few years ago.
At
Yeah.
the Chicago Pen Show, which brought you online just before COVID. How's that worked for you in getting further for people who know writing, for people to
Yeah. So question was, one of our first events that we did was that Chicago Pen Show, and how did that help move us along? It was huge. We had no idea what a pen show was when we went to that. Like, somebody came a couple weeks beforehand, one of the organizers, and reached out to us asking if we'd like to have a table there. And we're like, pen show? Like, what is a pen show? No idea at all. And we went, and we're absolutely blown away with how many people support this industry. And it really reinforced that at the time we were just dabbling with pens and inks, reinforced that this is something that we want to do, like a direction that we want to go. Something that was massive that came out of that pen show is one of our vendors, Kerry Yeager, Fountain Pen Day himself, introduced himself to us that day. A month later, he flew out to Chicago, I think at his own expense, because he wanted to work with us.
Just literally came in to meet with us and show us product, and then flew right back.
Yep.
And that's
so yeah.
Says a lot that
we got
he's willing
open
to make an investment or carry of Kenro. Yeah.
Yes, who has Montegrappa, Aurora, Esterbrook. They've got a ton of different lines. Flew out here. I think within 24 hours, we had an agreement where he's going to get X amount of space in the store, and we're going to carry all of his pens. But that was one of those meetings that if we didn't go to the pen show, who knows where we're going to be.
opened up doors.
Yes.
And then for the clientele as well.
Yes.
Curiosity.
It was.
And how are you going to incorporate that? You already have enough work. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, how are we going to maybe rephrase the question?
And so, is there going to be other shows perhaps? Or
There we go.
like
Okay.
keep it down to Chicago for now?
Yeah,
Really
so-
well known anyway.
Yes. So we did go to the DC Pen Show. for the first time. That was a last minute thing. I was texting Brendan, like, hey, should we go to DC? He's like, yeah, sure, why not? And we booked our tickets and went out a week later. I don't know if we will ever have another table at another pen show. It's possible, but it's a lot of work. The amount of effort that goes into putting on a weekend at a pen show is unbelievable. The Chicago one, we have a blast at. It's still a ton of work. We bring a lot of product to it. We just take our hats off to all the people that do, the retailers that go across the country. It's crazy.
Shows every weekend.
It's something
busy,
else.
busy schedule.
But what we are working on is how can we attend pen shows. So in DC, I was there for a couple hours. Brendan was able to walk around, get to meet so many people that order from us online that haven't seen us in person. And so we like that idea. And so we circled San Fran for possibly next year. That is one that we're really thinking about, and then kind of building it out from there, and maybe dabbling in a couple different pen shows a year, just traveling and attending it versus doing it. So,
because you're right, with the exposure that we have in Chicago, we've been based here for 84 years. So even if you're walking down the street and you don't shop with us, you probably still know we're here. So to get the exposure, that's why we thought it'd be a good idea to show our faces to maybe everyone on the East Coast who shops with us, but they've never had the chance to meet us or get to know Atlas a little bit more. So it was essentially like kind of promoting our business and kind of sharing ourselves, our personalities with the people who don't have that ability to do so because they're not here in Chicago.
Yeah, and when we went to DC, we definitely did that.
It was really cool. It was a
Brendan,
cool
we brought 20 bottles of vampire pigeon, and to get a free vampire pigeon, you had to come up and caw at us. Give us a good vampire pigeon caw. And yes, and we walk in from the parking lot.
Yeah.
Walked in the door instantly. We had one.
Like immediately.
So so even though we weren't, bending there, we were still able to bring the personality of Atlas, the Hollywood personality, to the show, and hopefully make it special and memorable for people. Oh, it
was cool.
Amazing. Yeah.
It was cool. I think. Oh, nice. Yeah, you do need to listen to me more. My goodness.
True.
It's exciting, having so much support from all across the globe, and then being able to meet those individuals face to face is a really humbling and awesome experience. There's so many people that come up and introduce themselves to us at these shows, and I would like for them to keep in mind they might know who we are and a lot of us, but I don't necessarily know your first name or much about you. So sometimes it might be easier to say, oh, here's my Instagram handle, or here's my TikTok handle. Because then I'm like, wait a minute, I've been chatting with you for like years in the DMs, and I had no idea that was actually you that came up. So it's always cool. It's always a really cool experience. But yeah, great questions. Yeah. Great questions. Anyone else?
Yes, Tanya.
When are you going to have another exclusive Banu?
That is...
What was the question?
Yeah, so when are we going to have another exclusive Banu? Soon, pretty soon. We are working on another one. It hasn't been finalized yet. We have the theme, the idea, but maybe at the end of the year. We're hoping November, December. Gold Coast came together pretty quickly. Within, 3 or 4 months, we were able to go from the initial idea to getting the pens here.
Needs to be pink for Kelsey? Nice. Maybe one day we could do an exclusive Kelsey pen.
Yes, that's a great idea. And we do have Kelsey on the TikTok Live now.
Awesome.
So at least I saw her earlier. Oh, she just left?
Oh, no.
Never mind. So, yeah.
We need to have a word with TikTok. We need to have a word.
Yeah, they're messing with us.
So the theme about Gold Coast was inspired by the neighborhood just north of us. We will say that we're going to carry on that theme and make it into a series kind of based around Chicago's neighborhoods. Each neighborhood in the surrounding area has a completely different vibe, different culture, different cuisine, different heritage. So perfect. Do you mind if I show that up real quick? This is the Gold Coast Banu, in case any of you haven't seen it yet. But yeah, it was inspired by, the beach, North Ave Beach, and the immediate area surrounding it. So thank you. And so the next one is actually going to be from the neighborhood I currently reside in. I'm not going to share what it is. Yeah, so if you have heard me say where I'm from or where I currently live, then you might know what it's going to be, but it's going to be inspired based off the transition over the years of this neighborhood and try to capture certain elements from the past few years of the area. So we still have, yeah, we actually just got a restock. The first batch sold out very quickly. We worked with Bryce Gillette of Luxury Brands and Baynou to get another shipment in, which we just got like a week or two ago. So we have them here available.
Yeah, all three nib
And he's got them out at his table.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know if this might be the last batch. Haven't decided if we're going to reorder again. But yeah, it's been doing, we've blown away with the support from that one. In addition to the upcoming Baynou, hopefully at the end of the year, we do have a colorverse ink that's coming out. That's kind of a similar idea where we're building off things from Chicago. We are, we've been here for 84 years. We are very proud of where we are from and want to continue building products that take influence from the neighborhoods or the different landmarks and monuments here in Chicago. So hopefully the colorverse one should be within the next 2 months or so. We should have that. So hopefully by Fountain Pen Day.
That'd be a nice release, nice date.
Yeah.
So we used to do exclusives based around maybe Chicago's colors or like the flag, but then we wanted to really try to share the history and the experience of being here in Chicago in the products that we're creating. So should I just give the background of the colorverse ink, a little sneak peek?
Yes.
Is that bad?
Yes.
Yes, it's bad, or
No, you can
should
do
we do
it.
it?
We deserve it.
Getting hearts.
Yeah.
We're getting hard. All right, they say do it. So the ink
let me pull it up.
Okay.
I don't know if we can show it on the TikTok.
That's
but
fine.
maybe
We'll show
we
it
can
in
show
person.
it to
I'll
everyone
explain
here.
a little bit of the backstory.
Was it email or text?
I think
Did
it
he
was
send it to us?
email. So where we are in the loop, we're at the furthest northwest part of the loop. Wacker runs east and west, and then it's also the only street that goes north and south. And it's kind of confined by the river, right? So the river goes from the lake from east to west. And then like literally right here, like the block north and west of us is where the river actually intersects into 3 different directions. And so that is what's called Wolf Point. And so it's a very known, I guess, intersection, as that's the only place where the river kind of cuts into 3. And there's a bunch of really nice buildings there that you can overlook this. You can see the bridges and everything. So we wanted to capture that and put it into an ink. And so we are going to be creating a colorverse Wolf Point ink that highlights that whole intersection. And it's going to be like a...
Let's not say the color.
Yeah, it's going to be a beautiful color.
Now, if you're on TikTok, you might be able to zoom in on my phone there, but we will show it to everyone here.
Yeah.
So this is from... It's going to be hard to see, but this is the actual color that we're going to be doing for the ink, which I think will be very popular. Excited to see it in person. So they came back with when we gave them the idea, they came back with that, and we didn't make any changes. It's perfect. So I should be in production now.
You guys will like the color.
Yeah, we've got quite a few inks coming, and yeah, sometime in the fall. So that'll be our next. That is the next one.
There's a lot of great cuisine nearby. Yeah, Chicago. I mean, I might be biased, but it's the best city. It's my favorite, so. A lot of Jimmy John's, yep. Yep, same with Dunkin' Donuts and Starbucks. There's literally one every corner.
Yes, they are. And actually,
crazy.
we do have Jimmy John's in the back for everyone
that's what we
that's
catered
working
for lunch
here right
today.
now. Yes. So.
Yeah. Yep.
So I have a question.
Uh-huh.
So Callie was talking about the Ferris wheel press, the amazing designs that go into their packaging.
Yeah.
So Kathy bought a box yesterday, so we were looking at the box last night in the hotel, and we noticed the cow.
Yes.
So Callie was talking about like the little Easter eggs and packaging. What else is in that packaging that, like I noticed the L collar.
In the Atlas iron ore?
Yeah.
What
so
do
what else is in that packaging that?
Do you have a bottle of it right here? Because we can show it off.
Yeah, there's actually one nearby. Yeah, so basically, oh, thank you. It should just be on the red rack, the bottom shelf. Yeah, if you want to grab a few, we can pass them around. Yeah, so basically with that one, we were highlighting our storefront and basically the stability Atlas has provided over the years. And so you see the original. I don't think it's real iron, but the iron columns is what we'll call it, right? And so that was the idea behind the actual design in the ink color. But with Ferris Wheel Press, their design team is unbelievable, and so they wanted to merge their world with our world. And so a lot of the super small designs on this packaging are from their world, like the little characters, or I think they do like cats and bears and whatnot.
Yeah.
And so
so if you're looking at the package above our sign, they've got a little character on there that they added. We asked them to put the cow in.
Yeah.
We had just come up with our own Retro 51 exclusive, the Chicago Fire. And so originally, I think they had a bear.
They had a bull. I think they had a bull.
Was it a bull?
Yeah, I think it was a bull.
And so, we asked them to change that to try to add some. But
it was for the Chicago Bulls. Like they were bringing in the sports teams. It was actually, it might have been the Bear. I can't remember.
No, I think you're right. It was the Bulls.
But it was like the Chicago Bulls sports team that they were trying to.
Yeah, and so they took.
Oh, nice.
We had a couple conversations with them, just giving our history, and they were able to take brief conversations and turn it into this massive story surrounding Atlas and surrounding Ferris Wheel Press. Their artists, their team is their storytelling is something else.
Let's see.
I can't remember now what that.
That's one of their characters.
We might need to get Don in here because he was helping pick out all the. Our dad Don was helping pick out all the little animals. That's a good question. I don't know where he's at. We need to get him in here.
He's working hard.
A one-on-one seminar next.
Do you have the printout of the vision board?
Yes, the printout. We don't have it printed, but we do have the vision boards and everything, and with all the characters. I was trying to find it, but I can't remember. Yeah, maybe we'll have to post it.
We can post it.
That's what we'll do.
Yeah, we can definitely post it.
Yeah,
so
make a note of that because we will.
It's super easy. They basically they have their ideas and what details they're trying to project onto it, and then they'll put a caption of like, this is representing this, and then we say, okay, keep it, or hey, maybe not. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so this character is for them. If you look closely though, the L structure is a whole bunch of pens and pencils, and and they were trying to take like the Art Deco vibe from the World's Fair. Yeah, so that's why it's kind of Art Deco, and it's just really cool. I mean, it's really like immersive, honestly. You look at it and you see something that you didn't see before.
Yeah.
So.
And I do want to let you know, I just glanced at TikTok, and you are turning into a cowboy again.
I'm turning into a cowboy?
Yeah, you need to stay here.
So, yeah.
What's up? Is that you? Oh my goodness! So on TikTok, you can send gifts, and you can like put like hats and accessories on people, and so then when you send a gift, it pops up on the person doing the live stream. Yeah, there was one stream where I literally was a cowboy for like 24 minutes. It was hilarious. It was hilarious. Yeah.
So you may not be able to disclose, but 85 maybe just ends with a 5. Is that I think obviously 75th is huge, but that was over 10 years ago. Well, almost 10 years.
Yeah. So, question is, what are we going to do for the 85th anniversary, right? We are working on things. We're working on something with Ferris Wheel Press, actually. I don't know what the exact release date is going to be, but trying to do something in addition to ink, not just a new ink from them. So we've had some pretty good conversations and hopefully working on something. That would be the biggest thing that we hopefully launch things with.
Watching your screen right now.
Yeah, you love it, huh?
Yeah.
So yeah, we're going to have a whole bunch of exclusives. I'm sure we'll have quite a few events. Sidewalk sale next year will be pretty, it's huge this year. We've got, it's been pretty busy both days. I would imagine that it's going to be bigger next year. So when we start working on plans for that.
I know your mom likes to wear orange.
She's a big Bears fan.
Well, yeah.
Bears orange.
Bears are going to win the Super Bowl, I'm sure, this year.
Yeah.
So we'll have to do everything in orange and blue for next year to celebrate, I'm sure. Yeah. So.
Nice. Thank you, and thank you for following along on our journey. You know, it's been a crazy ride, especially the last few years. And you know, I know COVID was really tough for everyone, but during situations like that, you have to sometimes sit back and seek opportunities, and that kind of presented this opportunity and help us grow into what we are now.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, the last 5 years have just been crazy.
That's also when
Really
Hollywood was
crazy.
born.
Yeah, Hollywood was born during COVID. So
Yeah. So the first, that first couple weeks, Brendan started going live on Instagram, and he would invite all these
like
different
twice a
vendors
day.
on.
It's crazy.
And that's how we were getting our name out there. And he just ran with that personality, letting himself out, and rest is history. So
Can't be tamed.
no.
I need to put that on a sticker. Can't be
Yeah,
tamed.
that might be the next one. Yes.
That's what I like that. Yeah, come on. This is when I did The Price is Right.
I know.
I was Fred from Scooby Doo.
I forgot you dyed your hair.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, not in this sticker, obviously, but that's who was the guy? That's Bob Barker. That's the Bob Barker look right there.
The villains there are usually
Yeah.
they lighten it up. You're like a James Bond villain there.
Yes.
You're giving me great ideas.
I like that.
Any other questions?
I have
that
a
we
question
can answer?
then. You know, what are you going to dye your hair this year for Halloween?
I'm thinking, so I can't dye it yet because I have engagement photos coming up and then a wedding. And my fiance would not take kindly me coming home one day with not my original hair. So I'm thinking like an amber red though, or like a fall red would be the next big one. I'm already calling it. Green for the river. I don't think I can. I don't know. That'd be tough. That'd be tough. I don't know if I could do green hair. But yes, it's crazy that the river is green. When they say we're dyeing it green for St. Patrick's Day, or you're second guessing, well, how much more greener can it get? That's like neon green, like toxic green. Yeah.
That'd be a good ink color.
Just a river green?
Chicago, St. Patrick's Day, green.
It'd be pretty cool.
A good follow-up potentially to Wolf Point. So
Yeah. Once you make one, you know, you start. Yep.
Yes.
Yep, and you can make it into a series pretty easily.
Don't get any in your mouth green.
Yes, I
like
probably
that.
would not want to
That's very
take a
good.
personal dip in the Chicago River. Yeah, agreed. Yeah, I see like kayakers like flip in, and I'm like, oh gosh,
yeah,
you need to shower.
Don't let it. Yeah.
How many people jumped in when the Sox won?
Yeah. Oh, people do crazy
They were
stuff.
jumping into the river?
Yeah, I've seen videos of people jumping off like just random bridge in the water. I'm like, you guys, like, come on, it's not good. It's not. Go to the lake and do it.
Don't know about the Dave Matthews.
Oh my gosh, yes. If you're not familiar with the Dave Matthews fiasco, go look it up. That's a story for another time, but it's just awful. Yeah, just awful. Just awful. Any other questions?
I'm going to request an Atlas station fountain pen washi.
A washi tape?
That's a good
That's
request.
a great idea.
Fountain pen and bottles and
Yeah,
Atlas.
that's awesome. We need to talk more often. You've got amazing ideas. That's awesome. Yeah, we'll look into it. We can definitely do something like that. Awesome. Anybody else?
I have a question.
Sure.
Yes.
About your family table.
Oh. You want to read it?
You got great handwriting. Yeah, so
Thanks to the pens.
yeah, right. The first question, being a family business, do you always talk about business at family gatherings?
Yes,
Yeah.
we do.
Our other siblings, I don't think like it too much, but it's hard not
My
to.
wife definitely does not like it.
Yeah.
But it's hard. I mean, we're together so much,
Mhm.
and we have so much in common regarding the business. So much of our entire lives revolve around this business, and so it's hard to get away from that. Last night we got to go to the London House rooftop with our vendors and our entire staff, and even though it was Atlas related, it was kind of a chance to not like certain parts of that were it was just us being a family, not talking about Atlas for at least a few minutes, and so. That doesn't happen very often, but try to do it as much as we can. Do you have anything you want to say on that?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's hard because when you are building a business, you obviously have to make a huge investment of your time. And with how quickly things happen and how quickly ideas can form, if you don't text it, if you don't message it, it'll be gone forever, right? And so, yeah, although there's a lot of business conversations, I mean, we all have hobbies that we enjoy. and we play a lot of fantasy football. So that's a great outlet for us to discuss, when we're upset about sports or whatnot. But typically at family gatherings, our other brother would be like, "You guys need to stop talking about Atlas," and then the conversation changes. But it's really exciting, when you have a business. There's a lot of pros, there's a lot of cons, but the pros heavily outweigh the cons, and so we do our best not to explicitly make our lives revolve around Atlas. Sometimes it's harder. Some days it's harder than others, but we're people too, and we enjoy things outside of Atlas as well. So. It's a fantastic question. You have another one on here that we can read out. Do you fight over favorite pens and inks? So, from working here, and I think our staff, after they've been here a few months, they start to realize you have to be very selective. Because when you have access to all of this so frequently, you have to be very cautious because there is always stuff coming out and you always get first dibs. You see everything firsthand. And so, for me, I have a pretty selective taste in terms of I need to do this, otherwise I'll have every pen that is released. But usually the pens that I have, to get into my own personal collection, it's really been down to things that people have gifted me or things that are like very unique. Like I got a football pen from Brian Gray at Edison Pen Co. at the Chicago Pen Company, or not Chicago, at the Chicago Pen Show. And basically it's in the shape of a football. And it's literally a green field with the yard markers and then the football itself. Did I need the pen? Absolutely yes. But my point is I know I can't find that anywhere else. So that's the type of pen I'm after for my next one.
I would say what we do fight over is sometimes what pens we bring in to sell, what inks we bring in to sell.
Oh, was that your question?
No, I wanted to just ask about everything.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
so we do, I can be pretty opinionated on things. I will say no to a lot of Brendan's ideas right away. And then I said, kind of rephrase things so that it's my idea.
Yeah,
but
100%. And it'll text me, we should do this. I was like, bro, go read the text
I
receipts.
just told you like 2 hours
you.
ago we need to do this.
Yeah. It's like, come on.
It happens a lot. But that's the main thing. Sometimes we'll argue over what direction we want to go with the brands, or he gets mad at me that I ordered way too many of this item. That happens a lot, right? I bring in too many of something. He's like, because he's got to be the one selling it, and so.
Say that again. Oh, like mystery boxes? Yeah. So we have Excel files. We log everything, and then we try to prepare 2 months ahead of time for the subscription boxes. Yeah, and we want to make sure that we provide, obviously unique inks for everyone who subscribes, because if the box isn't good one month, you're gonna unsubscribe. And so we want to make sure you're getting, you're hitting all the different fields and characteristics. Yeah, it's awesome that this. Yeah, and I'm sure you probably don't finish many bottles of ink. I don't think anybody finishes any bottle of ink. You get another one before you go through it. And so before you know it, then you have a whole cabinet of inks. Yeah. That's a good outlet.
Well, and that is something that because we have the subscription boxes and we have the mystery boxes, and people do have a ton of ink now. We are trying to come up with a way that we can bring a community of people together so that they can exchange inks themselves. You can give out the ones you don't like. We haven't figured out exactly what it's going to be yet. We tossed around some ideas.
Could be like a Discord channel, or
I think
Facebook
that's kind of the
group,
direction that we're
like
looking at, as a Discord channel. Something that's kind of a little more private, that we can somewhat manage. Doesn't get too big, but it might be a way to allow everyone to still communicate and share the things that you guys want to share. So hopefully soon. It's something that we do need to figure out.
It's a big project.
Yeah, we're giving out a lot of ink every month now. So anyone that's in the subscription box,
you're getting 36 inks a year.
Yeah, at least. It's more like, I think almost all the boxes are like 4 inks now.
Yeah.
We were supposed to do 3. We get ambitious and give out too much each time.
It's a good thing.
Yes,
a good thing.
I'm glad.
Awesome.
So someone asked if we're going to have a Sailor exclusive. I would imagine that at some point we will. I hope so, at least. We haven't discussed it with them yet. We've seen that they do exclusive with other retailers. I would say based on the response to us having Sailor over the last 3 weeks, that if we are allowed to have an exclusive, we will 100% do an exclusive. We've been blown away. We've already placed like 4 reorders with Sailor, adding more pens. We actually have like, I don't know, 7 large boxes back there of Sailor that just came in during the sidewalk sale that we'll be putting up for sale, I think, in a week or 2. But yeah, it's going to be probably it might end up being the largest pen line that we have as we build up the brand. So the inks, yeah. So we have 100 inks in stock right now of Sailor that we started with. We have 100 more coming. So we will have the Ink Studio collection. We had to order it. It's special order from Japan, and it has to come on a boat, and it takes like 3 months to get it here. So we ordered that. Yeah, we ordered it quite a while ago, but it'll be here soon. So we'll have 200 bottles of Sailor ink very soon. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Any other questions?
I think we're ready to wrap it up. You guys, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
It means the world to us. And, we hope you have enjoyed your experience shopping at the sidewalk sale and getting to meet the vendors, hanging out with people who have very similar addictions to yourselves. It's our pleasure to, be here and act as a hub for you to get your fix, essentially.
Yeah, this wouldn't be a normal TikTok if I didn't have like another announcement.
Oh yeah, so this guy never ends the videos.
Yes, so
Midwestern goodbye.
I know that we have a couple people here. We do our mystery box pulls when Brendan goes and pulls them live. I know that we have a couple people that would like to do them.
2 TikTok celebrities here.
So
presently.
So we want to open it up to anyone that's on TikTok. If you place an order soon, make sure you put a note in there that you want it pulled on live, and we will make sure that we go live again here soon today to
have
some
special guests.
Yes, with our special
hold
guests.
Those orders.
So so make sure you get those orders in
from the Dream Team. Yep. We got some Dream Team members.
And I know I saw Daniel on there earlier. I don't know if he's still on there, but this is his chance to get his mystery box.
Oh, okay, awesome.
Yeah, so get that order.
That's what it's all about, you see? That's like super exciting that these friendships are built like that. And then you have people from the community pulling other people from the community's orders. It's cool. So, all right, you guys, thank you so much, though. Enjoy the rest of your day. So.
We're late to check out of our hotel.
Uh-oh.
We got to go check out and then we'll be back.